Om Namah Shivaya children, how are you all? Fine? Last week I have conducted a UT. Many of you did well, but some of you made silly mistakes. Okay, we will correct it, okay? No problem. Some of you have not submitted the UT. So, those who have not submitted, they have to submit today itself. Okay? You have only 2 chapters in this term. And as first time you are learning this subject and your concepts are new, so we will today can revise the same chapter. Okay? So today let us revise the full chapter. I will be conducting one more UT next week. So what is an electric cell? So what is an electric cell? Before that, I wanted to ask you, what is there inside a cell? There is a chemical inside a cell. Clear? Chemical. Now see the battery. What else you can see in the battery? Two terminals. Yes, very good. Two terminals. That everybody have learned, I think so. Positive and negative terminal. Okay. Which is the positive terminal? The metal cap. And which is the negative terminal? The metal disc. Clear? Now there will be a doubt in what is a cell and a battery. I have termed it somewhere battery. Yes. So cell is a single one. When you take one battery, that is a single cell. It is called as cell. Two or more cell together says battery. We called it as battery. Now what happens when you use the electric cell? When you use it, when you use in the torch or a toy, what happens? It produces electricity. From where? From the chemical stored inside it. Now you must be knowing what is electric cell. Electric cell is a device which produces electricity capable to run smaller appliances like torch, clock, camera, radio, etc. And how many terminals are there in electric cell? An electric cell has two terminals, that is positive and a negative. So when the chemicals stored inside the cell are used up, the electric cell stops producing electricity. They won't produce electricity because all the chemicals are used up. Now take a torch bulb and check. See this? So what is inside the glass case? There is a thin wire inside the bulb that gives off light. That thin wire is called the filament of the bulb. Filament of the bulb. The torch bulb consists of a small glass bulb fixed on a metal case. The metal tip at the base of the bulb and the metal case of the bulb are the two terminals of the bulb. You have learned already in the battery there are two terminals. Same way in the bulb there are two terminals of the torch bulb. So a torch bulb has two terminals. The two terminals of the torch bulb do not touch each other. They are separated by an insulating material between them. Now maybe you think, what is insulating material? That I will explain in the next topic, okay? Now a bulb connected to an electric cell. That activities I will explain in my audio session. Okay? What is an electric circuit? A closed path through which the electric current flows is called an electric circuit. The direction of electric current in a electric circuit is from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. This is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. which is from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. That means the flow of electrons is from negative terminal to the positive terminal. Whereas in the battery, the direction of electric current is from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Next is electric switch. It is an electrical device which can make or break an electric circuit. Okay? A switch is said to be in on position when it makes or completes the circuit and allows the current to pass through. Similarly, a switch is in off position when it breaks the circuit and does not allow the current to pass through. That means when the switch is in off position, it will break the circuit, and when it's in on position, it will complete the circuit and allows the current to pass through. Next topic is electric conductors and insulators. Regarding this topic, you have made mistakes in the UT. So I want to explain little more. Maybe you have not understood that topic. Now what is conductors? Conductors means the substance or a material which allow electric current to pass through them are called conductors of electricity. Insulators means the material which do not allow electric current to pass through them are called insulators. So these are the substance which we commonly says conductors and insulators. I have asked in the UT what is conductor. Some of you have answered iron, copper. No. When it is asked what is conductor, you have to define what is conductor. Conductor means the substance or material which allow electric current to pass through. Only the substance which allow the current to pass through. What all that substance? The substance which allow the current to pass through the substance are or materials are all metals. All metals like iron, copper, aluminium, gold and silver are the examples of conductor. When it is asked, give examples of conductors, then only you have to answer iron, copper, aluminium, gold and silver. If it is asked, give the examples of insulator or what are the examples of insulator, then you have to answer glass, plastic, rubber, wood and even air. That I will explain just now how air is an insulator. Anyhow, you have understood conductors means the substance or a material which allow electric current to pass through them. Example, all metals like iron, copper, aluminium, gold and silver. And insulator, the material which will not allow the current to pass through are called insulator. Example, glass, plastic, rubber, wood and air. Now there is a doubt how air is an insulator. With our circuit formation, we already understood there air is an insulator. Now how? Because when we connect the circuit, current flows and bulb glows. You have seen. But when we remove the connection, the current stop flowing through it. Why? Why it happens when you remove the connection, the current stop flowing and the bulb does not glow. Why? Because air is inserted between the circuit. And why when air is inserted the bulb stop glowing? Because air is an insulator. When you touch the insulator, the bulb does not glow. And with the activity I have already explained, when you insert a rubber or when you insert a plastic in between the circuit, at the edge of the connection, the bulb does not glow or the current does not flow. That is an insulator. When the insulator comes between the circuit, the current does not flow. Now, conductors and insulators are equally important for us in our life, daily life, okay? Switches, electric plugs, and sockets are made of conductors. On the other hand, rubber and plastics are used for covering electrical wires, plug tops, switches, and other parts of electrical appliances which people might touch. That is why you have seen in our houses wirings are covered with plastic or rubber coatings. Otherwise, what will happen? If you touch it directly with your hands, with your bare hand, you will you might get shock. So you should not touch it directly. That is why it is covered with plastic or rubber coating. That is why during giving connection, we used to remove the plastic or rubber coating. Even the electrician, while working, they use rubber gloves or chappals to prevent from getting shock. When do you say the bulb is fused? When the electric bulb does not glow even if it is connected to the cell. Why it happens? It is connected to the cell. That means the chemical energy is producing from the cell and the bulb has to glow. But doesn't happen. But it does not glow. So why it happens? Because the bulb has fused. What does it mean fused? An electric bulb may fuse due to many reasons. One reason for a bulb to fuse is a break in its filament. You have learned filament? Yes. That filament, if it is broken, the bulb does not glow. A break in the filament of an electric bulb means a break in the path of the current between the terminals of the electric cell. In the electric cell, through the electric cell, the current passes and it break in between the path of the filament. It break in between the filament. That is why a fused bulb does not glow, does not light up, as no current passes through its filament. A bulb is said to be a bulb is said to be fused if the filament gets broken. Fused bulb does not glow. Maybe it is clear. Now I'll revise the whole thing in my audio session also. Same thing, the activity will be explained in the audio session. Children, you have to learn the question answer also. Okay. So few more question answer is remaining to give. That I will give today itself. That you have to learn.